All right, Transformers. This is Dr. Angelo Reynolds, Senior Live from the Transformers Academy. And today we'll close out the Transformational Vitamin of the Week. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time. I surely have. It's been a wonderful week. All those persons who've been following us, who began on Sunday with the Transformation Vitamin, we say thank you for all the love that you guys sent. And those persons who continue to follow us, we say thank you, and we appreciate your time, your efforts, your inquiries, and your comments, and all the love that you guys sent us. So we'll get right to it. And so I got some inquiries regarding this week's Transformational Vitamin. If you're on the air and you sent me an inquiry, if you want to post it now, we began talking about starting point. It's not your starting, but it's where you plan on going. And so it's not necessarily where you start, but where you're going. And so all week we've been talking about the importance of not just a starting point, which we definitely need, but what direction are we headed in? And so if you're someone who's had a goal, you've set some goals together, you began something, you started something, but for whatever reason, it hasn't come into full fruition. If you're someone who has had some challenges, some obstacles, if you're someone who've had some setbacks, some obstacles, some failures, some things that have kept you from writing that book, starting that company, building that relationship, building your spiritual connection, creating a healthier lifestyle, growing on your career, getting your body in shape, your lifestyle. These are all things that come from the Transformers Academy, because I believe that because we are constantly evolving into a place of transformation, that it's important to be noteful about our progress. And so if you started something, don't be discouraged because it hasn't come into full fruition. This week's broadcast has really truly been about the progress and the process of a starting point. And so I talked candidly on this week about it's not so important about where you started, how you started, but where are you going? And so if you followed us, if you guys are on the air, think about your starting point. And so there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind as it relates to your starting point, and more about your progress and the process involved from getting from one place to the next. So one thing that came into mind that I wanted you to think about now, reiterate it over and over again, because these are universal things, is number one, our starting point, depending on how it is or how tumultuous or how bad it may have seemed, remember that those things are transparent and they're only temporary. So when we have situations that sometimes are so looming, it's hard for us to see the end product. It's hard for us to see some light at the end of the tunnel. But I always talk about beginning the starting point with an end in mind, because it gives you a reference point. It gives you an opportunity to have hope, to have some motivation, to have some inspiration within. And so if you're someone who's on a journey and don't have much support, if you're someone who's trying to get from one place to the next and you lack the support, lack their environment of encouragement, take this walk with me. Finding ways to motivate yourself through self-affirmations and things that we can do on a daily basis. I talk candidly about being around positive and outgoing people and removing ourselves from toxic environments. These are things that we constantly talk about, but these are real things. These are universal things that help us in a starting point and progressing to the next place. So hopefully this week was some type of reference point for you, if that will, and something that you can use, in your personal and your professional life, on your jobs. If you're starting to begin to look for upward mobility in terms of progress, begin to think about all the things that you started to do, but have yet begun to do those things, and ask yourself, why haven't I? The excuses that always come, the procrastination that hold people back, the lack of knowledge and expertise sometimes, But these are all things that are within our reach. And all we have to do is spend some valuable time and investing in finding what's going to help us reach that mobility in terms of progress on our careers and our jobs. If you're planning to start your corporation, your business, but you just don't know where to begin, all I can say is begin somewhere, start somewhere. If it's nothing more than writing down your guiding principles and your visions and your belief system, begin something. If you don't do something, you'll get nothing. And so those are all things too. Your weight loss program. Many people have begun the new year with New Year's goals and resolutions about losing weight, finding a way to rid themselves from prescribed medications, finding a way to eat, incorporate a healthier lifestyle in their diets. All these things that are within arm's reach and knowledge base of us finding what's fits our program. And so, again, my purpose this week was to make sure that you had an opportunity to realign yourself, because I can talk about my starting point. In fact, I did all week. Go back and take a look at those videos. My starting point, my beginning point, but also where I am today. I've come a long way. And I guarantee you, if you reassess yourself, realign yourself, and find efforts in which you can find the good, even in some bad starting points, you'll see that you have progressed. So I know you have, but sometimes we overshadow, overlook, and minimize the progress of that we're still moving. And so if you're that person today, I want you to realign yourself, readjust, get back going again, jumpstart, and find a way to ignite that fire again so that your starting point can be the way you desire to finish with those efforts. Okay. All right. So you guys know we begin on Sundays. We'll close out this evening. If there's no questions, if you're on the air, feel free to send some comments through the Transformers Academy. We hope that you follow us. You go to DrAngeloReynolds.com where you get a chance to see the Transformers Academy, find out how you can subscribe to some of the things that we have there. And then catch us on Instagram and all that social media, and also on Periscope. You guys know you can go back on YouTube and Periscope and look at some of these things, and hopefully you'll get in contact with us. Okay. All right. We will resume, but I've decided to do some weekend work as well. So if you see the tweets come out, I may come on the air anytime just to kind of check in with you all, entertain questions, but also talk about a movement, a transformation movement that you too can begin. It doesn't matter where you are in terms of progress, but we have to start somewhere. So hopefully I'll hear from you guys. If not, we'll see you beginning on Sunday for the Transformation Vitamin of the Week. We'll come with something there. More importantly, continue on the journey. Continue on the transformation that you're contemplating. Let's start. If you're already moving, I continue to encourage you to stand fast, be forth, move forward, empower people, bring joy, peace, love, and hope to others, because I know that you're doing that. But guess what? Once we do that, the world becomes a better place. You become the change agent that people will follow. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I know. All right. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr. This is the Transformers Academy. Be best, be the best, be the best. Do your best, and everything else is the rest. We'll see you there. Peace and blessings.